I noticed one on the license plate readers.
Yeah.
And that was something that Alderman Rucker spoke about.
Yes.
Was pretty proactive on speaking about it.
I would like to say to the people who are listening out there to get on your bandwagon and talk to your Camden County commissioners, because they definitely are not doing that. And what I'm referring to is the LPRs. The license plate, is the LPR correct?
Readers, yes.
Readers, you know, I think is very obvious. And not only did it help out in taking a crime that was committed on January 23rd at 2:30 in the morning, and 32 hours later, I get a news release that these guys are caught. I'm sure they were caught sooner than 32 hours, but that's when we were notified with a news break. And I realized there was some good, hard work by the detectives and the force. These LPRs didn't do it alone, but they did an awful lot. I didn't realize we also had a truck that night that those devices also helped out. So I think it's important that we listen to our staff and they bring this technology. And I also think that not only do we need to reach out to our Camden County commissioners, because if this crime had occurred in the county, they probably wouldn't have been caught. Not because the county sheriff's department is not good, but because they wouldn't have access to those things and through their ordinances. They're not able to use them. I don't know if they can use them even if they're not in their county, but the ordinance in the county says they won't allow them in the unincorporated portion of the county, and that's why we will be having them here in Osage Beach. I also would like to get a little bit of information pulled together, and Chief, maybe you can help me with this, because House Bill 658, which has been filed, and filed by one of our local representatives, is, from my understanding, trying to remove that from the state. Again, we have evidence here of some real good work that was done because of this technology. And I applaud this board for approving the installation in our city when our staff brought it to them, brought it to us. And I think we need to do what we can. I've already sent my letters to one of the commissioners, and I plan on having some personal conversations with them, because this is going to help our county. We have proven fact 2 situations that helped us. So we need to take that and run with it. Thank you.
It seems like the tool of the future if you don't mind being watched. But then there are those that don't want to be watched, that think it's the devil, I guess.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I am no legal expert. I'm no constitutional scholar. However, I have an understanding of both, and I've had the opportunity, and in my seat I have the opportunity to talk to legal scholars. I have the opportunity to talk to constitutional scholars, and then I form my opinion. And so far up to this point, I've not had any decision on the LPRs, because the board voted unanimously months ago to add some more. Currently, the city of Osage Beach does not own any LPRs, license plate readers. There's some at Dearborg's, there's some at Lowe's, but we are having some installed. So some of the big comments out there on Facebook have been, that's a violation of my 4th Amendment. And you just said that people do not want to be followed. I get that, okay? A license plate reader reads the license plate. It does not read you sitting in that car. It sees the license plate. What is a license plate? When you go in to get your license plate from Camden County, they issue a license plate for you to use. It's a privilege for you to lease, for lack of a better word, that license plate. It's not Sean's license plate. It's the government's license plate that they use to say, when you're driving down the road and you are being tracked by the police, if all of a sudden you've had a few too many to drink, and the first thing that officer is going to do is going to take a picture of that license plate. They're not taking a picture of you. And they're going to say, who owns this license plate? All right, well, government owns a license plate, but who's leasing this at this current time? And so they'll know when they approach you to say your name is Sean, is okay, well, matches here, at least we know it's your license plate. But the point of that is it's a license plate reader reads the license plate. The license plate is a government issued document, and where are you driving? On a government road. So where does you as a person come into that mix? Where is it a violation of your right? Where it's a government issued document, you're on a government road, and they're taking a picture of their own license plate. And can it be abused? Obviously. And I know there's been one instance out there, multiple, but one that kept being told over and over and over, where some police officer in some state was able to track his wife's new boyfriend or something, and that has been the argument, that one comment has been the argument for the last month or two. Well, as you know, this couple of weeks ago, we had a big ATM theft here. And because of license plate readers, they were able to track these 4 individuals down in Oklahoma. One of the 4 had a warrant for murder. There were some bad guys. And because of the license plate readers, we were able to catch them, recoup the money from our local bank, and stop what probably was an ATM theft ring. So we stopped multiple crimes from that. And who knows that $50,000 they found on those individuals, who knows what that money would have been spent on? Drugs, drug trafficking, sex trafficking. Who knows? So who knows how many crimes we were able to stop because we had a government-issued device that was tracking a government document on a government road. Now, if the argument could be made, in my humble opinion, not being an attorney, that if it was taking your picture of your face, all right, that's an infringement on your rights. But since it's taking a picture of the document that they own, my personal opinion is not. And it has proven to solve many, many crimes. The same day, ironically, there was another truck that was stolen from Osage Beach area, and 2 days later they found it and recovered it out of the Kansas City area. So, interesting time we live in. Another argument can be made, well, if you talk on your phone, we've all been there. We're having a conversation, happened over the weekend. I was talking to somebody, next thing I know, I'm getting some ads on Facebook about what we had a conversation about. Well, somebody will say, well, I can leave my phone at home, and then that way they can't track me. Well, you sure can. But as soon as you choose to get in that car on a public road, then, you know, we did not know who was in that car when the license plate caught him. We just knew the license plate was involved in a crime.
So, I mean, yeah, it is interesting times. I mean, I guess Camden County is obviously against them, and that whole thing with Commissioner Skelton. And then we got our state rep trying to ban them statewide.
House Bill 658. Yeah, it's State Rep Bernetti is trying to ban them statewide, and I saw that he kind of backtracked a little bit because he was catching some flack on social media. But you know, the responsibility of state rep is to put bills forward, and when you put a bill forward, you're supposed to, you know, fight for that bill. And so I hope it doesn't pass. I think for people's safety, and I even said this too, Sean. I don't know if it's a fact, but I don't know about you, but if I had a loved one traveling that had been abducted and had traveled through Camden County, and we could have caught the abductor of my son, my daughter, my wife, and we couldn't, and we didn't, because somebody took that license plate reader down, I'd be upset. I would be wanting somebody to answer for that.